We got another question.
I feel like you'd be taking away equal and civil rights, because isn't banning gay marriage just like banning interracial marriage back in the day?
Well, first, let me say, I'll answer, touch on that one before I give it to you. Please do not equate or let anybody equate someone's behavior to what someone is from birth and their race. Yeah. Amen? I was born this way, you were born that way, and I would never want to change it, and if I wanted, I couldn't. You never saw anybody that said I used to be black, you know. So the interracial thing, you know.
Well, that was a tough one to follow here on this, but I do have a word about the interracial marriage. Listen, same-sex marriage and interracial marriage have nothing in common except for the word marriage. Skin color is morally trivial, as you pointed out, but sex is fundamental to everything. There is no difference between a white or a black human being, but there's a big difference between a man and a woman. There is no comparison here with regards to that issue.
Amen.
By the way, we wouldn't justify polygamy on that argument, would we? We wouldn't say, well, we want to marry a bunch. I want to marry a bunch of women. They say, well, you can't do that. Why not? It's wrong, unnatural. You shouldn't do that. I said, that's the same thing they said about interracial marriage. Now, if that's not a good argument for polygamy, it's not going to be a good argument for interracial marriage. It doesn't work in either case. But back to the rights issue, because this comes up very, very frequently. Let me make this very clear. The objection is that there's somehow unequal protection under the law, that gays don't have the same rights that I do. Gays have exactly the same rights that I have. I have the right to form a marriage with the woman of my choice who will have me.
Yes, she's got to want you.
So do gays. Now, they may not want to form a union with women, and that's up to them. But they have the same liberty. There is no unequal protection under the law. And in fact, there is a sense, and I know many people are deeply concerned about this liberty thing. Why can't I love the one I want? Why can't I have these kinds of relationships? They can. Same-sex couples walk down the aisle all the time. Many of you have gone to those ceremonies. They can walk down the aisle, they can pledge their troth until death do them part, they can go on a honeymoon and set up housekeeping, they can do everything that heterosexual couples do in marriage. The only thing that they're not getting is social approval through a license for doing that. But they have the liberty. No one's stopping them, and Americans are very, very tolerant on this issue. That's why there are people doing it all over the country. There is no restriction of liberty. What is being restricted here and what is in question is whether the state is going to formally declare through a marriage license that there is no difference between heterosexual relationships and same-sex relationships.
And that they would redefine it for all of us at the same time.
Absolutely.
Real quick, we got to just sit 30 seconds. Civil union gives them the same rights as married people in
the state of California, every single right that accrues to a married couple must by law accrue to same-sex couples in civil unions.
And they have that today?
They have that today. That's not even in question.
Okay.
So that doesn't even apply in our state, that objection that you've raised.
Okay.